right now. Thought I would play some Men of War tonight just because it's a little bit more interesting than War Thunder right now, since I've been working on the decals for War Thunder, and it's a little bit, taxing, or at least it can be a little bit taxing. So therefore I thought, why not just load up one of the best mods from Men of War, SirHinkel's AS2 missions, and yeah, just start playing them. There is one which we're going to be playing today. They generally take a lot of time. We're going to be playing Dubovka, so hopefully it goes pretty well, and we'll just get straight into it, Why not? Dubovka is not on the Western Front, it's on the Eastern Front. No, it isn't. It's on the way to Berlin, even though it is technically on the Eastern Front. So, just making sure everything is okay, everything is great. Let's get involved and get to Dubovka. Turned off all of the music in Men of War, just because it has a tendency of getting copyright hit, especially on YouTube. Since I want to put this on YouTube, then, I'd rather that didn't happen. I kind of like this idea of streaming and then putting these streams on YouTube in parts. It seems to work pretty well. And it also means I can get back to doing other content, which I haven't done in a while. Stuff like Men of War Assault Squad 2, stuff like Mud Runners. And then it kind of complements the War Thunder content, which is pretty much, what's happening with it right now. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to, doing a bit more of this when I have more time. And hopefully everything works wonderfully for this. It's always hard when it comes to Men of War Assault Squad 2, especially right now, since I don't seem to have a lot of sound, which is a bit worrying, but hopefully once we get into the battle, there will be a decent amount of sound. Looks like this is our base. Welcome to the front, Major. Okay. Let's just bring in some light armor. Oh my god, is that a Su-37? Is that really what we're dealing with right now? Looks like everything is working. Capture and hold strategic positions. Oh, that's a little bit annoying. So 50mm to start with. We've got a 37 in the center, and then we have a 50 on the side. So it looks like this was probably not the best purchase right off the bat. Something like an artillery piece is definitely what we need to look for. Looks like we don't have any though, which is a bit of a problem. The good thing about SirHinkel's SirHinkel's missions though, is you will constantly get attacked by stuff. So therefore we don't just have to defend. We also have to, attack. Men of War Assault Squad 2, is it any fun? Yes, it's an incredibly fun game. It's pretty much a realistic RTS for World War II. Is the best way of putting it. It has massive modding support, meaning that you pretty much have an infinite game because it's really well supported by the community in general. So therefore you can and will be sucked into it for years. I played this game for years. I've never got bored of it because of the different scenarios and stuff like that people have come up with. And yeah, it's kind of as simple as that. There's no mortar, so it looks like we're not going to be getting a mortar. With the Panzer II pushing forward, it does worry me a little bit, but our ZSU should be able to deal with it. I'm kind of worried about the fact that we have no AT here, so I am going to bring in a K61, which isn't really an AT piece, but we'll be using it as one. This 37 should also pretty much batter down this Panzer. Looks like it already has, so that's good. Let's move forward our group. This is just going to be used as a defensive piece, since we don't have anything that can push it forward with. We don't have a truck. What is that? Panzer 1 Aus B. The MG34 is pushing forward. Don't have to worry too much about that. But yeah, this game's really fun. If you're into the RTS genre, if you're interested in World War II, this is a necessary pickup, just like stuff like Company of Heroes is as well. So this guy's pushing forward, which is okay, it's, if he wants to come in, hopefully our gunner can take him out. Did you... Oh, he missed. No, he didn't. He actually hit. Okay. And now he's missing. The eternal issue with this gunner. So let's just get him over there. We're actually going to push these guys forward. I want to see how well they do in that entrenched position. Seems like that entrenched position is actually really nice for it. So take a batter, please. I don't know how the hell you're missing that, but we need to do a better job at shooting. How about now? You have a better shot? There we go. So Panzer 1 is down. 37 can go a little bit AP. And looks like these guys are in range. Sounds nice. Is the game itself still getting updates? The game does get minor updates from the developers, but it just got released the DLC actually earlier in the year. So yes, it does. The main thing to understand though is the major interesting updates come from the community in the form of stuff like the Steam Workshop. So that is, that is where your attention should be looking at. The general DLCs when it comes to this game are okay. They're not the best. They're okay. The modding side, though, I mean, you have a whole... You can completely change the game, right? So one of the things that is available to you is you can reskin pretty much anything. So people have made a full-scale Warhammer mod in this game and missions around it, and also the Star Wars as well. It's amazing for modding. So very much should be looked at in that regard. The one thing I'm thinking about, because I noticed over here that there's an 88mm, I wonder if it's worth trying to miss these guys here and just going around the back. And I'm not sure if I should do that or just try and push this way, but if I've got a feeling that pushing this way is just going to be an arse because of those machine guns. Like, these guys have pretty much been pinned down the whole time, nothing's really happened with them, and then you have people over here just kind of waiting. I mean, we can take them out, hopefully. Looks like there is a little bit of stone in the way, so let's just make sure to go around. But yeah, it does get updates. Come on, 37. Right, there we go. Now we can move it back. I suppose one thing we can do also is smoke grenade. So we can toss that out there, and we can push forward if required. I don't think we should, though. I think we should just stay where we are and make sure that we don't die with these guys. We could maybe push somebody through the smoke, but it looks like we're not doing a lot of damage to anyone, and that's a real problem. We definitely need to do some damage right now. We do have a lot of MP, so if we want to bring something in, we can. The problem is, none of the stuff that we have access to is going to help us. What we need is an artillery piece, and that is one thing that we definitely do not have. Looks like we're doing a little bit of damage, but at least the main thing that's going on is we are not holding back the enemy, but we're just keeping their attention while we go around. Looks like there is a squad of infantry coming over here. It would be nice to take this... Okay. It would be nice to take this position before that happens, but I don't think that is going to happen. Get up, you Jackie! Alright, they don't feel like getting up. You can stay on the ground then. The reason why we're crawling is you see how this 50mm can't hit us, but the reason why I wanted to run and then, start crawling is because there's a better crevice here that we can sit in. So once we get into the crevice, we're in a much better position. So start running. Oh, don't anger the don't anger the horde. It looks like the guys have actually got off the 50mm. So we could maybe push up the 37. I'm not too pleased about that though, just because I know what will happen. They'll get back on the 50 and everything will go downhill. These guys are definitely in need of support though, so let's just push up our vehicle. I'm a little bit of experience with RTS games and the Total War franchise. Does this play the same? More or less strategical? This is way more strategical. I mean, I would say it's like the old the old Total Wars. If you have experienced them. It's nothing like the new ones. The new ones are very much, you know, bulky and not as finesse. This is much more finessey. Looks like there's some artillery somewhere. Oh, there's a Nobelwerfer. Wonderful. That's exactly what you want to see on your way home. So let's take out this one guy. Come on. Like you can control everybody individually in this game. So there's a lot of precision to it, which is good. But there's also a lot of RNG elements, meaning that there is a lot of stuff which can be frustrating, like tanks missing, or, you know, just simple things like this. Let's just get a grenade in, push up this first squad. Having 2 squads here is nice, because it means that we can move this one to a different area. Looks like they are running away from the point, so it's time for us to push up, take the point, and now we've outflanked them. So all they have is this trench to deal with, and you can see they're coming in, they're coming out, they don't really know what to do, so... we've pretty much sorted that. We've got another Panzer II coming in. The 37 should be able to deal with it. Can go straight through the frontal armor. And where is this guy? Oh, there he is. So let's just get a grenade on this guy. And now since we've captured a point, we will have more stuff available to us, including a T-34. So let's get in a T-34. Don't really need it right now, but I'm kind of prepping for the future because I've got a feeling we're going to need it. You can also turn off turn on and off fog of war, which is basically what I've done here. If you want to, you can obviously turn it on for added effect, but I just felt like I didn't want it today. Wanted it to be a little more relaxed. Right, let's actually see what's wrong with this gun. Like, I have no idea what hit it. I mean, oh, the gun's actually screwed. It's kind of interesting. Alright, so that's another Panzer II down. Looks like it got brapped by the 37. The Lux is coming across the field. That's a bit of a problem. Round 1 was lots of fun. Nowadays I play Napoleon and Empire. Definitely check this game out. Good. Yeah, I really... one of the ones I really enjoyed was Empire with Darth mod. I thought that was absolutely amazing. The problem is you need a Darth mod for it to be kind of useful. Looks like these these panzers got popped, so that's kind of nice. We do need to bring up this guy just to give support to this 50. Because the 50 needs to turn now. It needs to turn. Come on. Get the gun around. Oh god, HE is loaded. Load the AP. Load it quickly before you get hit by the 20. Oh god. Okay, thank Christ. So, the other thing as well is you can repair the enemy's vehicles. So you can see here, with the Panzer I, I was able to repair it. So, I can now have it back. That is a Marder. What the hell is a Marder doing? And also this vehicle here, it seems like we can repair it as well. So we'll get a man in. This is going to be our little assault squad, and we're going to try and do the same thing that we did on that one. We're going to go around, so basically use this forest over here. Try and secure this flank, the southern flank, before pushing north. Hopefully... we may have to turn our gun for it to see this thing, because it's not looking in that general direction. Should be able to one-pop it, though. And by one-pop it, I mean completely miss. So, that's wonderful. Oh, there's a machine gun here as well, so we can get on that. Good hit. Did it do anything? Probably not. Right. Oh no, it took damage. Looks like it's wrecked. Now we have this little guy. No use in putting more men in it right now. We're going to use it as a defensive idea. We're not going to use it to be offensive yet. We do need to put some infantry in the center, though, since they're pretty much just going straight through. But yeah, Darth mod's great. It made what was a broken game playable, in my opinion, when it came to that game. So we do have some random stragglers, which is a bit of a problem. But at the same time, we can deal with them. It looks like these guys are slowly but surely pushing and then backing off, so we don't have to do anything about that, really. The only issue is if they bring in something heavier to the northwest side, because I don't have a big gun there. I have the 37, and then I have the 45mm. If they come through the center, though, we're pretty much set with the 50mm, and we'll also have the looks to give infantry support when required. But the main thing right now with this set of lads is we need to get a grenade on this, just taking out an AP grenade. So the reason why we use an AP grenade is to take out the people on the gun instead of the gun itself. It would have been nice if he went prone, but you know what, sometimes just running straight in is the way to go. So that's one gun down. The problem with coming from behind here is we deal with the Noblewerfer issue, which is great, but the 88, it's dug in, but I suppose there is a hill that we can just sit here. Obviously terrain makes a large difference in this game. So yeah, let's use the terrain to our advantage. If we sit here, the Germans will probably know that we're here, but then they're not really going to be able to do anything about it. Lad got twatted, which is good. Should probably put some pressure on this central point. It's got some 37s though. We could maybe move over the T-34 to try and, you know, push forward with that. 37s are not really going to do anything to the T-34, or at least they shouldn't, if I remember correctly. I might be completely wrong with that. It might be something that just tears us apart. But the idea is to take this trench, and the way we take this trench is we take out this 37, and then we work our way to the other 37, and there's the looks. So needs a crew of 3. That's kind of annoying. Whoa. Calm down with that shot. What the hell is going on? Oh, it's the 37. Okay. So let's just load some HE. The 37, the best it'll be able to do is track this thing and maybe knock its turrets. Oh my god, why did you miss? We don't have to direct control it. You can direct control in this game as well. So let's say your T-34 right here is screwing up. You can use basically an aimed shot in a way. You can also manually drive it and basically do everything. So there we go. There's the 37 down. Let's just push it up a little bit. And also we'll bring up this group of men here just to try and support it. Maybe one day we'll get 15 T-34s, but today is not that day. Instead, we're dealing with heavy German resistance. So the main problem is that machine gun right there, and I don't think I can get a grenade off without being seen. Oh, look at that, he's just done it. Right, so that's the machine gun dead. Now what we can do is we can cause a little bit of panic, and that's always the best thing to do, right? Right, 37 is looking this way, but it doesn't matter. What we're going to do is we're going to throw a few grenades. The reason why throwing grenades is good is it gets the Germans out of the trenches, and then we can just pile into the trenches with our men. So you can see here, what this grenade's going to do is it's going to make these two move. And they're either going to move up, like that, and die, or they're going to have to move out of the trench, where they'll also die. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation. And again, when we're assaulting, and if they decide that it's a nice idea to throw a grenade at us, we've got to watch out for that as well. The 88 is turning. That is why I was afraid of the 88. Kill the last guy. Right, move back, move back. Is there even a flag here? No, there isn't. Right, so what I'm going to do... can throw a smoke in the direction of the 88. You can see once again, the hill is kind of in our favor. It can't look over this. We have another set of troops coming this way. We have the 37 to stop it. Looks like there is a gun in the middle of this. What's that? A mortar? Okay, so there's a mortar. That's bad. I didn't realize that was there. Probably should have. Oh, that 37. The question is, do I want the 37? Because if I take the 37, then of course I can use it and try and stop the enemies. At the same time, it's only a 37. 37s against what is going to come in is not strong. It's not really strong at all. So it's much better just to do that, get rid of the problem. We can now, after taking this point, we can just push up with what we have. Take this area, take the noble warfare, and then move in and take that mortar. So we have some artillery support on our side, right? Which is what we're looking for. So there's one guy left on the 88. Can do a good toss. And as you can see, forced to move because of the fact that he had the grenade on him. So now we just take our riflemen because they're the least useful since we're engaging at shorter ranges. They're the least useful, so we're going to put them on the noble warfare and the other guns which are around the place. Make sure that everything is repaired. Wait, I can't repair the noble? Why not? What's wrong with you? Oh, your wheels are busted. Well, that's a problem. Oh, if this thing is busted, then we might have a bit of a problem. Because the idea was to use this to try and like bash this area, so then it'll be easier to push here. But if it's already screwed and we can't do anything about it, yeah, that's a real problem. It looks like it's just screwed. We can't repair it. Okay. Maybe if we get another noble warfare, at least we can use that for ammunition. But these guys have pretty much done their job. The other job is to try and take this position, but until this is back online, I'm not going to do that. What is that? Panzer II Lux. Meet T-34. How's the other Lux doing, actually? Oh, I didn't move it. Right, move it. Do you have a shot? Why is he not taking the shot? Does Russian bias apply to this game? Sometimes. The Germans definitely get better, heavier vehicles, but at this stage, when I've got T-34s and they've got Marder 1s and things like that, I would definitely want to play the Soviets. Right, here we go. Let's take out the Marder 1. It's a good hit. Looks like we wrecked the damn thing, so we can't actually get it back. And now it's time just to push with this squad. We do have the Lux if we need it for infantry annihilation, but it should be alright. There we go. Come on. Just gotta slowly but surely take out these guys. Good throw. Perfect. The SEAL seems to be some kind of secondary line over here. With what they're dealing with. We can also push forward the 37. And you, sir, need to get back on that gun. So the reason why this gun is important is it looks over this area. It also can, if it wants to, take on these 50mm, which could be instrumental at pushing forward. We also have the mortar sorted here. We have a nice point to fight from over here, which is really good. And also some tanks to repair. So everything is looking nice in this general direction. We can just push this guy over here.
Hello there.
Thank you for the follow, Taloka. It's very kind of you. Come on. Let's just get on the inside. We overwhelm them with
and I'll gain ground with it. I'll kill Germans too. Give me 400,000 gallons, I'll go to Berlin.
We overload them with numbers, and I've just realized there's a guy walking next to my T-34. So it might be worth dealing with that guy before he does anything silly. So there we go. That's that done. And since we've taken this position, I mean, there's this area here. And then we have the mortar, which we should actually secure right now. Just getting it done. There we go. Hey, Taloka. Depends on the mission, but the Soviets can get the IS-1 and the IS-2. Why can I not repair these things? Oh, maybe it's because it's artillery pieces. This mod might be stopping me using artillery pieces, which would be incredibly annoying. But also, I can understand why. Because artillery can make the game way too easy. So, I get it. So in the center, we've got some 50mm. It's not going to be the easiest fight across it. How am I doing? I'm doing alright. While that fight is going on, we're going to try and take some cheap shots over here. And take out some of the 50mm. 88 versus 50mm. It's not really going to go well for the 88. So yeah, I'm going to make sure that that is all taken out. What we can do is destroy this house so they can't hide in it. I don't think that's going to be a problem though. Actually, if I go there, we're screwing ourselves. Actually, no, they're pretty far away, so it should be okay. I'm just wondering where the best way to attack this position is from. And I think it's actually just all-out attack. So we throw in a grenade, we make them move. While they're moving, there we go. While we're moving, we push in with the whole squad. Like this, and then just batter them. So 1, 2, 3. That's why the Soviet squads are really nice to have. There's also guys in this house. Simple but effective way of clearing a house is through AT grenades. Even though they're not really designed by that, you can Molotov it, or you can blow it up. It's really up to you. So let's get that done. And yeah, there's no one surviving that house.
We have captured a strategic position.
And let's see what we get. So it looks like we don't get any more armor. Maybe we get some light stuff. A ZIS-30 of all things. AT guns maybe. Yeah, we have a few more of them. Goodbye house. Oh, we get a mortar. There we go. So let's bring that in. And the question always is, what are the Germans throwing at us? A Marder 3. Well, they're still going to have the problem with armor there. So I'm not too worried. That's really not going to be a problem. And now we just have to push this position as well. Oh, they have a Lux. Well, that might be a bit of an issue, but the 88s will make it go pop. Good night, good sir. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Looks like these guys are under some decent fire actually, so just going to bring them back for now. They've taken the point, so they've done what they needed to do, and it looks like they're being battered by the 50s. So until the mortar gets there, there's no reason for us to push forward. Kind of worried about that Marder, but then again, I've got an 88, so the 88 should be able to deal with pretty much anything that's coming forward. I've hit this Marder twice, hasn't seemed to have done a lot. But it's definitely out of action. The only question is how much out of action is it? Like, can we repair it? What's good with this? Marder 1 can be repaired, so we'll get on that pretty quick. Nova Warfare is okay. It looks like they're pushing across, but they've lost their tank support, so they're just an infantry squad pushing. What is that over there? That's a Panzer III. Okay. Panzer III, that's a lot more deadlier. So we'll just set up our T-34, making sure that the T-34 is in position. We'll do some SMG infantry moving towards the center again. And I think actually what we'll do is we'll do what we were going to do and set up on that wall. So we're overlooking this side, so we can have a look at the Panzer III, we can have a look at everything else. The Lux needs to kill this guy before he kills my tank. I've been in these situations before. Like I feel like I feel like he's gonna go sneaky breaky and just annihilate the T-34. The T-34 missed the Panzer III, so the Panzer III actually does have the capability to. Oh my god, does have the capability to pen him. So that's a problem. Killed the infantry member. It's gonna be a slow, drawn-out fight, that one. I'm going to put the 37 in position to try and stop these guys pushing across. I'm actually going to bring in another infantry squad, even though it's probably not needed. I want to bring another one in just for security. You can see that my lines right now are pretty fractured. We've nearly taken everything on this side of the river, but at the same time, there's a decent amount of troops just kind of sat around the place. So if we get another troop, which will be able to push this point, and just keep these guys kind of in reserve to move around when they require, I think we'll be in good stead. We also have the issue of just infantry members running around our lines, which is a real problem right now. So yeah, obviously the tanks, if they don't see them, they're not going to shoot them, and they are out of technically tank range. What's going on with this dude? Just machine gun him. Batter him to death. Come on. I mean, he can run away all he wants. He's going to die. What's cool also is all of these infantrymen, they all have their own designated names and stuff, which is pretty nice. You know, there's a lot of stuff which is really cool to this game. Hey, Taz. But yeah, there is a bunch of... There's a little pocket of infantry here. I'm not too bothered about it. The main issue I'm looking at is... I mean, that's 250s... No, that's 275mm, so that's going to pen anything that I can bring. There's another Nobelwerfer in this area. And once we got to this point, I mean, we should have some pretty heavy stuff. But, oh, we need to set up the mortar, actually. I forgot about the mortar. So, one thing you can do... No... You're going around this way. One thing you can do is set up mortars to pretty much take the ammunition of other mortars, which is what we're going to do with this thing. So even though we can't repair this mortar, we can still put it to use by nicking its ammo. 121 rounds is pretty good for a mortar, but what is better is taking the rest. So 241 plus 2 repair kits. Plus some sandbags if we need it, and pretty much all this thing's gonna do is batter that area. Like, its job is to kill the 50mm so we can push across. I'm not too bothered about the infantry. I'm just bothered about everything else over there. Let's push these guys forward. See you, bud. Thanks for hanging out. Seems like they're all hiding in this little house, so we're gonna give them the what for. Now all hell's broken loose, so it's unfortunate for them. The 50mm taken out, which is good. And of course we have this one to take out too. Once that's gone on, actually no, we need to bring in another infantry squad, I keep forgetting. So these guys need to, they're going to need to push across here. I'm trying to save as much MP as possible so I can actually get some tanks. Is it a church? I mean, it's not my fault they decided to use it as a defensive position, right? What was that famous... What was that famous monastery in Italy that the Germans used as like an observation post, even though they said they weren't? And then eventually, like, it just got absolutely ram-rasted by the Americans. Can't remember where it was, but it was definitely not too fun for them. Let's just try and do a little bit more mortar damage before pushing forward. One of the issues with pushing on that is going to be the amount of infantry there. But now we've taken out the major, players, I'm not too bothered. That guy's not going to run away. He's going to have a bad day. The question is, when are they going to hit me with something that's going to really hurt, you know? Like, when are they going to bring in the big old armor piece? I mean, the thing is, they've given me a Marder 1, which has the long 75 on it. It's a very weak vehicle because it doesn't have a ton of engine power, it doesn't have a turret, but the redeeming factor is, of course, the you know, the 75mm. And because I've actually knocked out both of those guns, it's time to push forward again and fight over this little river here. 37mm's done a pretty good job just taking out what it wants. Come on. Then there's just... For some reason my whole squad has stopped to try and kill one guy, so that's what we're doing right now. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, this is not good. My men are getting flanked, so it's time to split them up. Try and cover this flank. Kill that man. He's trying to get on the mortar. It's not a terrible idea. There we go. We've driven that one man back, so... It looks like they're once again coming this way with a Panzer. I mean, I still have the 88 over here. It's, you know, hasn't changed. Still gonna batter it. Good hits. And the question is, did we fully take it out? Definitely did now, but we can repair it. That is also Panzer IV-H. This 88 is taking names right now. Of course, we have the little squad. The other thing we can also do is, since we took out the guns, we can push forward the Panzer II to give some fire support. Ah, okay, 2 Panzer IVs. Well, once again, meet the 88. Like, you're not going to get past it. It's a one-man marching band, and he's just going to keep singing. I'm pretty sure... Oh, no. What are you doing? Get back on the damn gun. Oh, the gun's taken out. Okay. Got a bit of a problem. I suppose a backup plan would have been a better idea here. But this guy should be able to repair this barrel pretty quickly. The reason why we're putting smoke in... Oh, I think we killed the commander out of one of the Panzer IVs. But the reason why we put the smoke in is to try and keep these guys alive. Let's see, there we go. It's back up. And... How do you miss, dude? Right, that wasn't a miss. It just ate that. I don't even know what's going on with these Panzer IVs, but they're eating shells. It's Molotov time. That is a lot of Molotovs. Looks like they didn't do anything, so it's time to turn the 88. And because there's only one man on it, the Panzer IV is outrunning it. There we go, though. Was that really... God, this guy... I mean, you could say it's like a 4D chess move, because he's pretty much meant that he's put it in a position so it's really easy to get, but at the same time I don't think all of those misses is what was planned. The other thing is they're pushing hard on this point. What is that? Oh, that's a damn Stug. Oh, Jesus. I don't have anything here to stop a Stug. No, this is not good. T-34, it's time to get back. Armada also. Let's just swap you with a ZSU-37. I was too bothered about the... I was way too bothered about the Panzer IVs. I wasn't paying attention to anything else. So he's going across there. These guys are in a really rough position because they're too spread apart. But I need to spread them even thinner. Like, we're just not getting good fire on the church area. But then again... Oh, we have these guys as well. Never mind. So, Stug is no more? I have no idea where it is. We lost the track. It's kind of sad how all that Stug did was that much damage. He tracked a Panzer 1. That is his legacy now. God damn it, Dad. But let's see. They've actually taken the trench that I was in, so we got to clear that out. I'm not having that. There's still like pockets of resistance behind me. Like I mean, the main issue is that this whole road is open because I'm just not focusing on it, so they can just walk in willy-dilly whenever they feel like it. But at least once I go across here, I can then shore up this area because this will be sorted. You know, this flank's pretty good. Let's just move these guys somewhere a little bit safer for them. So once this is shored up, we can push on this, and it should be okay. Of course, the Lux is firing in. Oh, Jesus. Hopefully the Lux can just support the fire, and we can move in with these guys. I mean, I also have the Mortar, right? The Mortar has 13 kills to his name, so he's done really well for himself. Once again, there's people behind. Spread out. You know what? I'm going to bring in another set of Red Army boys. Seems like the way to go. Either the artillery, the mortar was incredibly effective, or the Lux was incredibly effective. But whatever happens, it does mean that pushing this should be a lot easier to do. Once we get into this... Oh, God. Was that a mine? Right, DP, man. You are not going up first. See, you're saying, why am I mortaring a church? The better question is, why would you mine a church? Which I think is what we're looking at right now. Let's see. Oh, maybe not. How the hell did he die then? I mean, let's find out. I don't have any medics, of course. The Red Army guys don't come with medics, so... That's one of the only problems they have. They are also really cheap, though. They also don't have a lot of anti-tank equipment, if we're being honest. And I definitely feel like I'm going to struggle, at least man-on-man, with that idea. Oh my god, there's just a dude in our lines. Like, if he had an AT grenade, we'd be battered. Luckily, he doesn't. Alright, so let's just shore up this flank over here. Spread these guys out a little bit. We could maybe turn the German guns on themselves, but I don't really feel like it. Got a paratrooper coming in. Why are there paratroopers? Right, come on, find them. I know they're here. Oh, a full volley and you can't hit one shot. That's the situation we're in right now. Come on. Right, last guy's in a hole. So we can just throw in an AP grenade. Get him out the hole. Oh, he died. Right, good stuff. So over here, it's a 50mm, and that seems about it. And I've got a feeling I'm gonna test the T-34. You know, it's normally good to only do stuff in this game if you are 100% sure it's gonna work. I'm not 100% sure this is gonna work, so might have a bit of a problem. This guy needs to just throw the grenade here, though. Oh, it's a Molotov. I just set a church on fire. Why is there a tree in the church? Oh, this is a really old church. We shouldn't feel bad for doing this. Oh, ammunition. That is something I have to think of. So, we'll get in an ammo truck. Infantry ammunition, of course. Don't need anything else. At least for now. And then... basically, I want this T-34 to deal with that. Looks like there's another Stug coming. That's a problem. T-34 is dodging shells. And also dodging the shot. You gotta be kidding me.